Good morning, it's Margaret Fette at the University of Sewing and it's Facebook Live. Okay, you know what this is? I bet you don't know. Maybe you do know. It's a 790 Pro. It's going home with its owner today. And I'll bet you need to come in and have a demo. Everyone who has come in and seen this machine and seen the demos, the wonderful laser light, the self-threading, ladies, self-threading. You do not have to do it anymore. How nice is it not to have to get a different pair of glasses or a magnifier to thread that machine? There is so many things about this machine you will absolutely love. Yes, I'm taking trade-ins. And yes, we have quite the deal on it right now because you're going to get gifts with purchase. You know, they're going to run out of them. And when they do, then there isn't going to be any more. And I can't get them for you. So what's the story with the gifts with purchase? Well, Dave, make sure that we get down here and show people these beautiful travel bags. Now, maybe you don't think you'll travel very much with them. You will when you come to bring it to be serviced, and you will be very grateful to have these bags. So you get both the trolley bag and the embroidery bag. The embroidery module does come with the machine. You get the machine, obviously. You get a maxi hoop. You get a wonderful skills course that you can do online, but you also get us. So do not forget, you get us, and we will help you through every step of working with this machine, and you're gonna love it. Be like Mary is today, and you are gonna have your own 790. All you have to do is get in contact with us. Okay, so Facebook Live. Every time we do a Facebook Live, we give away a present to you guys for sharing our video. So today, I have a really nice, very simple, entry-level kind of pattern. You could do a panel right here. You could put panels in there. You've got all kinds of ability to do some really fun stuff with this. And this pattern, Tom's Garden, I'm going to show you the back of it. It's done with a floral and some solids on the back. Somebody else has used some panels over here. There is some really great ideas with this. It can be a lot of fun, and I think you will enjoy it. Plus, I think everybody needs one of these. Now, it looks like a luggage tag because it is, but what it really is the color chart for your Schmetz needles. So these are the needles we carry in the shop. And a lot of times people ask me, well, are these other needles good? Well, they are, but there isn't another brand that does such a good job of putting a color coding on them so you know what type of needle and what kind of, what type of needle and what size they are. So this is really, really useful to tell you what these different colors on here mean. And you can put this right in your sewing room. So this is a 2-piece gift we're giving away today. Now, what do you need to do to get entered into the drawing? Well, what you need to do is you need to hit the share button on your Facebook feed, and it'll share our video with your friends. And you know what, guys? We're starting to see this really starting to like multiply. And I will tell you, I'm so grateful. Yesterday, 1/3 of our sales was from our online purchases. How cool is that? So if we are going to be able to be the best shop we can be, we need to sell products, obviously. But the really fun part about this is I'm getting to meet people from all over the country. This wouldn't happen without you helping us and sharing our videos. So please go ahead and do that today. After you've shared, if you will just put your name, or not your name, but if you will just put in the comments that you shared, your name will be put in a drawing for this nice prize. So if you will do that for us, we'd be very grateful. Now, I told you about the 790, but I want you to remember something. We are coming up to the end of a sale. On the 31st of August, we are at the end of the summer festival sale. What does that mean? Well, for starters, if you are looking for a great entry level into Bernina, I can do that for you now at unbelievable prices. you can get a 480 9mm machine that has a wonderful array of stitches, and it uses the jumbo bobbin. We love our jumbo bobbins. Now, maybe you're new to Bernina and you don't know what that means. So take a look at this bobbin, guys. How beautiful is this? How huge is this? It's 70% bigger than your class 15 or your class 66 bobbins. You will just love this because you're not going to run out of bobbin thread. So this beautiful 480 is normally $34.99. Through the 31st, you're not going to believe this, but you get to save $1,000. So it's only $24.99. What a deal. You really do. I mean, beautiful size, perfect to take to retreats and things. Maybe you only have a budget for one machine. This is a great machine to have a budget for because you are going to, one, save $1,000. Two, you get knotting features, you get cutting features. You have all kinds of things that you can do for this. And it is just set up and ready to go. What a gorgeous machine. You have the semi-automatic needle threader here. It is a lovely machine. You have an on-off button, or using the foot control, you're going to get a knee lift. The onboard screen is a touch screen, very simple to use. And the classes that come with this is going to make it super easy for you to be able to do your sewing, make everything a much more pleasant experience. And then if you are more interested in a 5mm machine, I've got one of those for you too, and it is also on sale. And this is an even more unbelievable price. So the 435, the difference with it is it doesn't have as big a feed dogs, but maybe that's exactly what you want. You have your needle up and down, pattern end. You have a knotter. You have the on-off button. You have the same screen that's on the 480. What you do not get with this machine, you will not get with the needle or the thread cutters. But it does have the jumbo bobbin. It does have the jumbo bobbin. So this is on sale right now. This is normally $23.99. You're going to save $900 through the 31st if you choose to get this right now. And so this might be the perfect travel machine. Maybe you have some place that you go during the summer months or you go during the winter months and you just need a small machine, something to keep you busy when you're at this special place. What a nice machine to take with you on those kind of traveling excursions so that you aren't having to stop sewing. Now you're gonna have to just forgive me. I know it's so funny when I talk to a lot of our customers because they're just like me. They want to be able to sew, they want to be able to create things, and we don't want to be without a sewing machine. This is a great backup machine, a great travel machine, and it's also a great machine. If you're just looking for something that you want the smaller feed dogs, maybe you do miniatures, you do smaller piecing work, something like that, this is your baby. So you will really enjoy this machine. Oh, and it does have the knee lift as always, so don't forget about that. Now, I want to touch on, before I touch, we have 4 super sewing machines that are really good deals. I've just mentioned 2 of them, but I'm going to take a break from those for a second just to remind you about one of the sales going on this month. And if you haven't checked this out, this might be a really good time to do this. Now, I'm just going to forewarn you, if you want to order this online from us, because of course we can ship this to you, because it is the big books. We can ship those to you. The problem with the big books and the sale that they're offering, it's buy one, get one for half price. I need to ring up the sale because there's not really a good way for us to be able to do that online. So all you have to do is call us. All you have to do is let me know that you wanted to make this purchase. And this would be a really great time for you to get your big books that you need. If you do not own a big book of feet, why not? This thing is fantastic. You can go to any page in here. You can open up with the foot you're wanting to look at. It will show you how to set up your fabric. It tells you what the bottom of the foot looks like. It explains what you're looking at. And then it tells you how to set up your sewing machine. This book is so handy. There's so many times when you're gonna do something and you realize, well, I haven't done a blind hem in a while. I forget how I'm supposed to set up my machine. This will take care of all that for you. It's very, very handy. Now, what other books come here with the big books? That is a given. Everybody should have a big book of feet. But there's one on machine quilting. And that's for your sewing machines. And then there's one on computerized quilting. And this is where you can use your module, which we normally think of maybe just for embroidery. Well, that's not true anymore. We now can use our module for quilting. So there's that. We've got one on long arm quilting. If you do not own this and you have a long arm, you are missing out. This is a great book. Embroidery. Now, I'm going to just tell you what they told me at Bernina when I wanted to learn about embroidery. They said the best place to learn about embroidery is to work through the big book of embroidery. So if you have an embroidery module, these two, the computerized quilting and the embroidery books, you need those. It's just a given. There's the big book of stitches. Have you thought about all those gorgeous stitches you have on your sewing machine? And I don't care if you have a 330 or a 880. These are all on your machine and you can do some amazing things with them if you just, this will just give you an immense amount of ideas. But last but not least, let's not forget about the big book of serging. Now, of course, they show off the Diva, the L890, but this will also help you, believe it or not, even if you own a Bernette. So they talk about needles in here, and of course, they show off the fancy machines, but there's also plenty of things in here about how to sew around corners, how to do inside corners, how are you going to do curves. Those things are all just really very easily covered in this book, but they cover how to do blind hems and flat locking, all kinds of things that you didn't really think about maybe that you needed. You've got rib knit finishes. How do you do those? What can you do with your specialty feet? And the specialty feet come with the L8 or the L890 and the L850, of course. They do come with those. But don't forget your 450 serger that's not an air threader and your 460 serger, both of those, it is also going to be applicable to those machines. So let me show you something here because I told you we had 2 more machines that were really good deals right now on this sale going on through the 31st. We have a 450 and a 460 sergers. These are actually very easy to use, but they don't have the assist of having air threading. But they're also in a price range that's a little bit more manageable for most budgets. You know, I went up to in Noblesville, there was a wonderful event that goes on every year. It's usually in October. And what they do is they have this Hamilton County Extension Service does this big sewing and quilting day. And I've gone up there several times and spoke. The first time I went up there and spoke, I spoke about sergers. And you guys know I like to make my own clothes. By the way, I am modeling one of my tops today. By the way, guys, this didn't take very long at all. So you can put a top like this together literally in 2 hours, from cutting it out to finishing it, if you have the right equipment. So just to tell you how this can work for you, you probably at one point in time, maybe you even had a serger. Did it kind of look like maybe this guy? Well, they've changed. You don't have to have an awful, horrible little serger. You can have a very nice serger. I mean, right now through the end of the month, you can do a really nice serger for $12.99 You can do a nice serger for $9.99. These are great sergers. We use the 450 in our sewing room for alterations and tailoring. It's a great serger. And so these are just very straightforward, has dials that are very easy to control. You're going to get a manual with this. By the way, it is a manual you can lay out and see how to set up your machine for different kinds of sewing. You've got the 450 and the 460, and people ask me what the differences are between these two. Well, the 450 has a, I believe it's called an AC motor in it. So what it means is that it has to cycle through to finish your stitches. The 460 has a motor that is a DC motor, and what happens when you press the foot control, it'll put the needle in the fabric because it can do one part of a stitch at a time. So if you just tap the foot, it will do that. So this has the Bernina foot control with it. This one does not. So that's the big difference between these two machines. And I want to say there's one other thing with these, but I'm not coming up with it right now, so it's probably not a big deal. Anyway, both really nice sewing machines, very dependable, very straight on, very good to use. You're not going to have problems threading them. We offer classes with this. They're really sweet. And these prices are dynamite, because normally this one is $14.99. This one's normally $18.99. You're talking about saving $500, $600. So this is a really good deal for you. And you will really enjoy having these machines, especially at this amazing price point. If you're one of those people that has a serger in your closet, we're going to be offering our general serger class to get out of the closet very soon. I believe that's coming up in September. If not, it's in October. And I will talk about the specific dates of that coming up. But if you're thinking that what you have at home is just really old technology, you're not really certain, I will tell you these sergers, because of the way the lower looper is set up, you just flip a button, the lower looper presents itself for you, so it makes it a lot easier to thread. So if you were one of those people that you were just like, oh my goodness, this is so hard to thread, these are not. These are much, much easier to thread. You need a pair of tweezers and a good pair of glasses, and you can do this without any problems whatsoever. And we can show you how to do that. This is a really good deal. You can make this kind of a top almost from beginning to end. The only thing you would need on top of that is your sewing machine. And I will tell you that, you know, this is gonna make your life so much easier. So let's go ahead and finish up. I thought it was later than what it was, Dave. It is not. Let's remind people what they can win today. So if you share our video with your friends, which I would be really grateful for, you are going to be entered into a drawing to win these two prizes. We have Tom's Garden. This is a really cool quilt pattern, has a lot of different ways you can make this. And then we're going to give you a Schmetz luggage tag so that you can put this in your sewing room and know which needles you've got handy there. So, okay, so let's talk about in general what's going on. There is a lot more to the Bernina sale than what I'm showing you here right now. If you have a particular machine, if you have a particular thing you're looking for example, if you do want an air threading serger, the 850 and the 860s and the L890s are on sale with a gift with purchase. Here's the 890. It has computer on board, making your life so much easier. All your tools are right there for you to use. This is super simple to do. You do not have to take and worry about threading this because it's got air threading, which means that I put my little threads right there and it goes swoosh, and all the threads go there. Swoosh. It's a really cool thing. I will tell you, everyone who sees this, their eyes get about this big. It is still one of my very favorite machines. You are going to get, with this purchase right now through the 31st of August, you're going to get your nice travel bag, which take my word for it, you need. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to get a piping foot. You're going to get the big book of serging. You are going to get this really interesting adjustable tape guide and wait a minute, I'm going to go backwards here, Dave. Sorry about that. You use this upper accessory holder and then this tape guide. This will help you guide anything through your serger. I'm going to set this up for a video so you can see how they work. It's really neat. Especially spool holder. If you are wanting to work with metallics, this is going to set up on the machine and you can go ahead and put metallics or any kind of slippery thread on a horizontal spool holder, and then they will work much easier. You're going to have height compensation tools if you're going over something heavy and you've got different areas, because you know when you work with knits, when you go ahead and a lot of times you end up with these like kind of areas that are pretty big, and going over them sometimes can be hard. These tools are going to make that a lot easier. And then, uh-oh. That was, you know what, I did ever tell you guys what my parents called me when I was growing up? I had the nickname of Grace. I am not so graceful most of the time. So you also get this whole big bunch of serger thread. So what are you needing? What do you want to do? I think you need one of those because you want to sew clothes like we do. Remember, the fitting workshop is coming up at the beginning of September. We still have a couple of spots left in that if you want to come. So we've got the fitting workshop happening on September the 1st. We have got a bunch of classes coming up. We've got a Quilting 101 class coming up. We have got, I'm trying to remember all the classes and I can't remember all the classes. Well, you know what? There's no way I can remember all the classes because there's just a myriad of them coming up and I know you want to take some. So make sure you go on to the universityofsewing.com, click on our class button, and then go to the calendar and you can see the different classes, you can see when they're offered, all the different things. So it's really neat. You will really enjoy so many of these classes. There's a 3-yard wonder. Dave, why don't you pop up and put this one on here because this class is coming up in September. We're having it on a Saturday. This will be a really great class. It's on September the 16th, and you can come for, it's most of the day on a Saturday, and you'll go home with a quilt top ready to quilt it, and how beautiful is that? And you get the 3-yard quilt book with it, so that's going to be really fun. All right, everybody. It is actually getting to the time where I do have to go back to work. It's not any fun. I'd rather talk to you. You're much more fun than that.
You know, Margaret, we should point out that if people watch this for the first time and they're not a Bernina owner on a Friday and they're watching on a Friday,
right?
What happens on Saturday?
Saturdays, we talk about the general stuff in the shop. So for tomorrow, we have a really special deal for you. We have a beautiful group of fabric from Northcott that just came in that I'll be showing off. We've got some different things. Sometimes we do demos. Sometimes we talk about different things that we've got available in the shop. It is really fun. You will have a good time coming and joining us on a Saturday. And if you're not a Bernina owner yet, we'll convert you. It's fine. So if we don't convert you, I'm not mad at you either way. We want to help you with your sewing, no matter what kind of sewing you like to do. We all sew here at the shop. We love to sew. As you can tell, I make regularly. I make a lot of things for myself. You haven't probably seen it, but almost all the quilts in the shop right now, I'm doing long arming for. So I have a bit of knowledge in that arena. We've got a different group of people with expertise in certain areas. We have Alice who works for us, who's really great with embroidery and software. And we have Rachel, who started with us not so long ago, and she's getting to be quite the free motion expert on the long arm.
And Pat?
And Pat Miller, oh my goodness, Pat, she's so great. She does long arming, and she has a 790, and she, oh my goodness, you should see the gorgeous applique work she just recently did. So all of us do a variety of different things, and we really love to help you. So that means that, yes, we are easy to contact online. You can message us here through Facebook, or what you can do is you can email us at info@universityofsewing.com. So, oh, you know what? We sell these. So if you want to be a fangirl, we love that. So yesterday I was wearing my University of Sewing t-shirt all day. So they're pretty cute. So
it's kind of like the back to school program.
It is kind of like the back to school program. And people ask, why in the world did you name yourself the University of Sewing? Well, we live in Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana University is here. What else would we be except for a sewing university? So we had to play on that. So that's why that happened. So we hope that you will share us with your friends and your family and the people that you know that love to sew. We carry both apparel fabric and quilting fabric, and we do a lot of different things, and we hope that you will come and join us on this adventure. So we will see you tomorrow for Facebook Live at 9:30 tomorrow morning.